everybody, and welcome to the Orc-rista channel. Today we are going to be doing some mini painting. Just to let you know, I've already painted the mini and recorded it, chopped down the video, so you're not going to sit here watching me take a 3-hour, maybe 2.5-hour video. Just going to do a short one, just going to walk you through the steps I did. It is our little... So let's bring up the, here we go. We've got our Orc all Xenophil primed. For the paints today, we're going to be using Retributor armor. Wog flesh. Cantor blue. Fulgrim pink. Little ceramite white. Ceramite white. Gotta remember to pronounce those H's. Morfang brown. Lephisto red. Lead belcher. Abaddon black. And Wraithbone. And of course, can't be a Son of Dorn without your Avalon Sunset. So yeah, those are the paints. The washes that I use are Vallejo Game Wash. I got their black and I got their brown. Well, sepia wash and just their black. Basically, 2 big pots. These have lasted me for many, many minis. But yeah, just got some paints, got some washes, got some brushes, got a mini. Let's dive in. Let's check this video out. So yeah, I'm just getting here and I'm base coating like I showed you. All of my paints are in dropper bottles. I actually pre-thinned them down, just so that way I get a I can do speed painting. Like this video is actually sped up by 1.5 speed. And trim, and like I said, trim down. But I just want to get a good even layer, so I've got them to a milky consistency. You can see there that there's enough surface tension that they kind of like make a bubble over those little bits, the loops, because it's kind of like a it's more like a soap water consistency. But that really lets turns it from being a base coat to being a layer coat. My layer paints I actually don't thin down all that much. Like my Fulgrim pink, I didn't thin this down at all. I just poured it over from the paint pot into the dropper bottle. I'm a huge dropper bottle fan, but I would switch over for something else. But I just like how just a little thin down base coat and Game Citadel stuff. And local hobby shop is actually a Warhammer shop, and that's actually what I'm painting this mini for. I'm painting it for a October painting contest. It's actually currently at the shop right now, or else I'd be able to show you the physical thing finished in person. Alright, so I've got the silvers done, I've got the greens done. I'm just going in here and I'm doing the cloth. That's going to be, like I said, the silvers were lead belcher, the greens were wog flesh. This is my Wraithbone. It's a nice parchment bone color. Hit it over with a brown wash and it really turns into kind of a good khaki color. So now we got that, and we're coming in with our Avalon Sunset. Really like to get the secret to yellows is to get a full even coverage. You want to kind of, like I thin mine down and I slap mine on pretty thick. With it being thinned down and then slapped on, it does make it so you get some errors. I'm getting a little bit down onto his cloth. And I have to go back in and touch that up in a bit, but just really want that smooth, even coat for yellow, and then you're all set. And then you just hit it, with your washes. Go back in, touch up for some bright highlights, but pretty much just going in here. All right, so this is my Orc-rista. He's gonna have some, coffee related accoutrements at the end. So figured he's going to be wearing a white shirt, white apron, and some blue jeans and some yellow armor. Just like kind of like ripped off some armor panels off of an Imperial Fist vehicle and just slapped them onto him just to like give himself a little armor. Coming back in here and getting the leg pad. I don't really understand leg pads, like having thigh armor. Well, actually, I kind of do. I used to play hockey in my in middle school, in junior high. I used to play. So, you know, taking a puck to the thigh is not the best thing in the world. So, yeah, having that little armor right there is good. All right, so we're coming in with our Mephisto in red. We're going to hit the armbands here. It's going over. I'm not worried about covering the spikes. And come back in and re-hit those with silver in a bit. But I'm just going in, getting all of that wristband and the other wristband. And his bandolier got hit with some red too. And we're coming back in. Yeah, we're doing those silver touch-ups. Getting the shells on his belt. Yeah. Also, the two pieces of armor. Like I first started painting one of them the khaki color, but then I'm like, wait, he's got some silver armor. But I didn't want to add too much yellow to draw like attention to the that part of the model. So I just wanted to have some dull metal that's in the background. This is some stuff that's just, you know, this is the stuff that gets scraped up, gets banged up against the counter. He's working behind, so he doesn't really need to have a clean yellow armor right up top. So, all right, now we're coming in with that Morphine Brown. We're gonna hit the boots. Just gonna get all the leather bits he's got on here. It's the boots, the straps on his back. Is there any other leather that I worked on? No, I think I just got the boots, the straps. Coming in here, we're going to paint the mouth. I use the Cerumen white on his teeth. You can see here that I kind of messed up. I got a little bit too much in there, but that's okay. I'm going to come back in and fix that. I'm just going in with a dry brush. Gonna sop that up and move it around. And then I'm taking what's that brush that I just picked up all that red from, and I'm just gonna do like a partially dry brushing, partially over brushing, just kind of like using that little bit of paint that it picked up that I used too much on the mouth just to give some blood splatter on that big choppa. Yeah. Can't have an Orc-rista would not have a clean meat cleaver in his cafe. It would not pass any sort of inspection. All right, we're coming back in, touching up the teeth, more of that Cerumen white. A little bit pinky because I didn't. Yeah, just go back in to cover that back up. Really should have. I'll add a little more white spots, a little white highlights into that cloth. All right. Now we're doing the ponytail. Yeah. I'm a big fan of anime hair. It's actually why I bought the Fulgrim Pink, and I got a bright blue and a bright purple. I love anime hair. I'm a big otaku. So basically I picture you kind of like ripped the ponytail off of one of my sisters of battle and just hung it from his banner. All right, and the weapons kind of looking a little dull, so I just hit them with some gold trim. It's a little accent on the barrel and the pommel and mounting bracket for the axe, and hit the leather on that. Coming back in, the pink, Fulgrim Pink kind of dries a little thin, a little too dark, so I wanted to come back in and hit it with some highlights, trying to leave some of those darker shadows on the back in there. All right, now we're going to come back in. We're going to blacken the base on this. Yeah. Just, ended up going with a what I wanted to do for the base is I actually wanted to pop them off, but I didn't know exactly what the shop had used for attaching him, if they had used super glue or if they had used plastic cement. And Wasn't going to really experiment with popping him in the freezer, then trying to cut him off his base and messing him up. So I decided I'd just hand paint some freehand boards onto the bottom. So I just blocked it in so I can do that later. All right, now we're coming in and we're touching up the red wristbands with their silver spikes. Doing a little silver dabs on the bolts, on the rivets and spikes on the shoulder pad. Just coming in, touching these up. I mean, it's okay if you get a little silver splatter on the yellow armor. I mean, it's not going to be pristine armor for an orc. You can have some, little places where paint's just scratched a little bit, a little battle damage. Hitting the edges a little bit, giving them some silver wear marks. Just using that edge of the brush, not really using the tip. I just want to get a scrape the paint along, pick it up with a good edge highlight. Edge highlight of silver shows that wear, because that's really going to be the edges is really where all that wear and tear picks up. That's where you got that sharp angle and edge. And if it rubs against something, it's more likely to scrape there and then work its way in as it flakes. It'll work its way in as it flakes. I was working my hand out there. Yeah, I was still looking at that gun. Like the axe has got enough cool stuff going on with it, but the gun is just, it's a silver. So came back in, add some more Retributor armor to make the casing of the gun gold. I thought about just doing that little crown in gold, but it didn't look like enough. So just coming over and redoing the entire case in gold. I think it turned out pretty good. I think it looks enough like it's just two colors. It's not a lot of brightness. It's a lot of shiny metallic, but it's not enough to like draw your eye to it. Your eye's just going to read it as a gun and not like a Nerf gun, because not going to have all those bright neon colors and stuff like that. So, and especially once I go back over and hit that with a wash, it's just going to dull it down, and the yellows, the whites, the creams, and are all going to actually be your focal points. They're just going to be, and that pink's going to still be a focal point. It draws you really to the center of the model. And you're looking at it going, oh, pink? And you're like, oh, the pink, and then the yellows, and then the white drawing you down. It's very much a whole, like you read it top to bottom. Yeah. Just doing that little crest in red. All right, this is the part where I come back in. I use my finest tipped liner brush. It's actually a lot of people here talk about 000s. I have a 5-0 and a 10-0. So this is a really fine tip brush. Actually, probably need to get a new one of these. It's been used so much. But I'm just going in here with the black ink with the Abaddon black. I'm hitting the underside of anything. The folds in the jeans, the undersides, the straps on the belts, places where the armor panels are overlapping the cloth. Really working my way in and just kind of, giving those border lines, differentiating it between. This is actually based off of the cell shading style of mini painting. And once we got all those black lines going in, we're going to come back over and fix some stuff where it's got a little bit too dark, a little bit too thick of a line. It's the wonderful thing. You just paint in your black lines, and you can come back over and add some more paint and shorten up those lines, make them thinner. It's such an easier step than when doing the artwork. Okay, we're coming in with our black wash. We're going to hit all the metals with black wash. And I think that's actually all I did. I hit the metals with black wash, and yeah, I believe I hit the and I hit the hair with the black wash to give it some shadow. Hitting anything that's a weapon with black, giving them leather with the black. Pretty sure I used that, and then on like the cream color on the white, I used the brown wash. Yeah, just kind of like working that wash. All right, now here's my true secret of the yellow. It's coming in and picking out the highlights areas, the shiny parts of those places where it's actually going to have smoothness. It's not going to be, I just bring those yellows back up. Bring them back up. Actually, wait, dude, bring the model back up. You can hardly see anything down there. Yeah, and seriously, that's the secret of how I do yellow. It's just a good, even coat, and then you hit it with a wash, and then you just come back in and you splatter around the center of the panels. You get that yellow, so it looks like it's clean in the center, and gets out to the edges. It's more darker and fuzzier. All right, and here I'm coming in for the highlights for the flesh. Actually mixed my Cerumen white and my Wog flesh together to make a lighter color flesh, and give him some brighter highlights. Just hitting anything that's up. Like right now, I'm working in and I'm getting like this part of the knuckle. All right. I'm getting like he's holding this hammer like this, and I'm getting this part of the knuckle, and this part of the knuckle, and then this part of the knuckle, this part. Getting the hand over. I'm getting the hand like up here and here, and working here. And you don't want to get the underside too much, because if you're that's where shadow is. That's where you want to leave your dark color. And I can't bend that way. And like up here's where you want to get your light colors when you're doing this kind of work. Same thing with getting your shoulders, tops of your nose, cheeks, like a little bit right down here where I got some stuff. And that's how my hat is. The highlights don't start until you get down or above my eyebrow, and there's a lot of shadow up here. That's what you want to kind of think. It's a lot of contouring is basically what you're doing. If you learn how to do this skill, you'll definitely end up with your girlfriend going, "Hey, can you do my contouring?" And you're like, "Okay, I can do that." But yeah, just going in here, added some white into the yellow to get some more highlights, getting some highlights into the pink, and yeah, going back over doing the boots right now. I know my camera angle is horrible, but bear with me. I'm just a little bit of that. Yeah, okay, now we can see it. I add some bright into that brown, just making some highlights, getting anything that's kind of like up there in the light. Also mix some white in with the blue to be able to get that blue on his blue jeans, where the light's hitting it. And yeah, what else did I do for this? We're just working on some boots that you can't see. Oh, we can see them again. Yeah, that I had to darken that brown down. It's a little bit too bright. This is it's one of the great things about painting. You can always paint over where you've got some mistakes. You just kind of go back in, touch it back up. All right, we're going in. This is straight red. I didn't brighten it up at all to get those, because I really don't. The red darkened down quite a bit with the inclusion of the wash. Gotta fix the teeth here. Blah. Teeth. Yeah, a little more pink being brought in, trying to get rid of those darks. A little more wash. All right, now we're painting the brown of the floor, and we're now just taking that light brown that we had, darkened it up a bit, just getting that in there with my wide brush. Yeah, get brown all over. Get a good even coat. Back in. Yeah, just put some brown in, and then we just start drawing out some some boards. Drawing out the boards. Oh, get me over here. Shifted too far. Yeah, couple strip, some decent sized floorboards. They're about 6 inches, 10-inch boards. Trying to get some wavy lines in them. Cracks. Back over. I know I'm using my 0-10 for this. I know I'm getting it too much down pressure, so I'm going to go back in a minute. Once I get these all blotted out, I can go back in with my brown. Get the crossboards. Coming back in with my brown and my basing brush. And I'm just shortening up those browns. I'm just painting over those lines, getting it so the boards are a little closer together, and that was it. Ended up doing some basing bits, but now's the time. Everybody wants to see. Here's the finished model. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I am so happy with this. For the base, I've got a coffee cup laying on his side. Underneath the axe, behind him, he's got a sack of coffee beans. He's an Orc-rista. He's got the red eyes. He's been doing a lot of the coffee. Oh, coffee. But yeah, no, I think it looks great. The tabard apron looks totally coffee stained. He looks like somebody just came in and spilled his coffee cup, and now he's just like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I gave him a matte varnish coat to seal everything in and protect him. It's a Mod Podge, so it's a little bit glossy, but I think it looks nice. It really allows the lighting to pop and adds something that I think the mini was missing with that. Really picking up the highlights, pushing those highlights a little further with that semi gloss varnish. I don't use a lot of varnish. I haven't done that a lot in my mini painting. It's actually the first mini that I've actually put a varnish on, and I like it, and I'm going to do it. I've got a lot of my minis still need a lot of extra work, but hoping to get some finishing touches and some other stuff done for some armies on parade that's going to be happening at the end of the month. So I've got tons. Right now I've got 15 not Primaris. I have 15 Death Watch veterans. They are all Zenithal primed and ready to be worked on. So I'm going to be working on them throughout the week. I got 15 Death Watch veterans. I've got a Death Watch. I've got one biker, one Death Watch biker, original, not Primaris, just the veteran biker. And then I've got a chaplain on bike, and I've got a Redemptor Dreadnought. All of those need to be painted up, added to my Death Watch bikers I've already got done. And that's going to be part of my force for going forward at the local shop. I really want to start playing my Death Watch. Really want to start playing my Crimson Fist. I really want to play more. So I'm going to start. In-person gaming is apparently supposed to start back up this weekend. When this video goes live. So once this video goes live, I'll be at the local gaming store, hopefully playing some Death Watch. Might be playing Fist or of Crimson or Imperial variety. But I also picked up a Paint Your Own Space Marine pin. That is actually going to be a custom project I'm going to be working on for a custom objective marker. More in that in a future video. But that's pretty much the only thing that really got added to my whips table. Still a lot of stuff. The Orc was all I've really managed to get painted since the last time I made a video. But that is going to be fixed. I am going to start doing... I'm thinking I might start doing a few live streams every once in a while of me painting. basically whenever I get out of work and I've got some extra time, I'm gonna hop on, do some painting. So you might see Laura hopping in and hanging out. But I've got an entire desk full of minis. I've got 15, 16, 17. Yeah, no, I think I've got a ton of minis because I've still got the Age of Sigmar starter set box of minis to paint. I've still got the 2 tanks to paint. I've still got all the fire creatures to paint. I still got all the turtles to paint. I've got a bunch of painting I need to get done. I still got the Malifaux minis and the 2 other tanks and the chaplain in Terminator armor to paint and build. Well, build and paint. Build, prime, and paint. I am going to be using that chaplain for the Black Templars. You can see the drop pods of my Black Templar army up there. You can see my gunship is also up there. Going to actually, one of those drop pods is going to get repainted to be Imperial Fist because they need that for the Devastators. So yeah, that's probably going to get repainted. But I'm going to keep 1 drop pod in the Black Templars. I am going to keep 1 Land Raider Crusader in the Black Templars. Hopefully going to get them. They're going to get brought out. There's going to be videos of me going through. They're all base coat. They're all battle ready, but I just want to go and take them to the next step. I really want to punch them up and get them to be really awesome. But this is almost 30 minutes of me talking, so I feel it's time for me to stop rambling and get painting. So I just want to say thank you, bless you, may the force be with you, and until next time, peace! There's an airplane. That sucks. Okay, it's gone.